got you. It goes out of time. Hey, it looks like we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
We're live. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
We got
Hello.
Mom
Hello.
on here.
I know. Oh,
Hi.
awesome. So awesome. You
Taja,
guys,
baby.
three generations.
Taja did this.
Yes, guys.
Yes,
Thank you so much
Taja,
for
you are
joining us
bomb.
live. My name is Taja, guys. I have my wonderful aunt on here, my mom, and my grandmother. We are all in this trading investing space, and I'm super hype. I'm hosting this today, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so I just want to start. We are all believers, and we're in this space. So I'm gonna just open up this question. Why is it important for us as believers to be in this space? Like, does God call us to be fruitful, or are we supposed to be meek? You know, when trading can make a lot of money. So why is it important as believers to be in this space?
Wow.
Who do you want to tackle it, Taja? Anybody? I don't know.
Anybody, any of you guys can take that question.
You know, I was thinking about that today, and I said, you know, this kind of thing is an opportunity that you don't want to pass up. It's an opportunity to invest in yourself and learn. It's an opportunity to do something we haven't done, because this investing was something that was actually kept from African Americans for a long, long time. We didn't even know about it. And so now we have an opportunity to step up and invest in ourselves, invest in our children, invest in our grandchildren, and keep this going generation to generation to generation, and build that wealth in our family in Jesus' name.
That's good, Mom. You know, I would say that's such a great question, Taj. And you're right. I think we definitely have to talk about that, because there are a lot of people who still feel like, you know, if you're a Christian, then, like you said, doesn't it mean that you're supposed to be meek or modest? But meek doesn't have anything to do with what you own externally. It's really a condition of your heart, and your heart towards God, your heart towards people. I think God, he loves us to have stuff. He just doesn't want stuff to have us. So I think it's a mandate, really, in order for us to fulfill the gospel of Jesus Christ, to prepare for the second coming. It's going to take money. It takes money to evangelize. It takes money to feed people. It takes money to clothe people. It takes money to get the message of the gospel out to people, right? Like, think about pastors who maybe didn't go virtual, or maybe they didn't have the money. You know what I mean? And so everybody's on here giving us love. What's up, family? Carl, Erica. Hey, China. Thank you, baby. Cecilia. But yeah, so I think it's, you know, I think it's a mandate for us to be wealthy now, Taj. I think we can't play with it. We gotta come for it. Janetta?
Yeah, I was going to say, first of all, this is so historic. First of all, you know, it's Women's History Month, and how beautiful is it that we have three generations? Like, this is just like that moment, right? We have our mom, we have, you know, us sisters, and then my daughter, and so, and your niece, and your granddaughter. So, I mean, what a powerful moment this is. But, you know, as you all are talking, I'm thinking about women, and I'm thinking about the fact, as a woman, so many times we get kind of caught up, right? In our children, we get caught up in the ideas of our husbands. All right, let's be clear. We all have amazing husbands, right? But I'm going to be the first to say I was definitely that girl when it came to investing. I kind of leaned on him and just kind of, honey, what do you think we should do? What do you think about this? What do you like? Like, I didn't have a brain. And so I think it's so powerful that as women, we kind of take our power back. And it's not that they took it. It's something that we do, right? We do that. And so I just wanted to speak to that part as, you know, for me, investing, this new world of investing that I'm really digging deeper in the past 7 months has really been quite liberating for me, because I was definitely that girl who was like, what do you think first, right? Like, what do you think? Like, I can't even have my own thought, you know what I mean? So I just think it's so beautiful that my mom, and Mom, I'm sure you can speak to that, your generation, right? And it's so funny because, Jewel, I remember saying that I wasn't going to really be that girl. And it can happen if you're not intentional, right? If you're not intentional about, yes, my husband and I, we do things together, but at the same time, I can make decisions on my own. I can learn to invest on my own. I can read the stock market, the foreign exchange market, the cryptocurrency market, all on my own. And so I just think that's just a powerful piece. So that's just what I want to say. I'm just super excited. So I just think it's important for women to do. You do not have to rely on your husbands, your boyfriends, or anybody. You are brilliant all by yourself. And so that for me is just such an amazing thing that I'm experiencing. And I'm so glad this let my daughter, your niece, your granddaughter see this as well.
Yeah.
Right. You're right about that. I'll tell you, because I did come from that era where now not saying that women didn't, but not nearly as much, because this was way before the feminist movement, when I was born. And you sort of was looked at to support your husband, but not necessarily go out and do anything for yourself. But now today, it's a much wide open for women. And so there's no reason not to step out and step into something that you don't know, something you're not familiar with, especially when it comes to finance.
Yeah.
No money, no power.
Yeah, and then Joel, I know, and Mom, and I know our husbands initially were not necessarily excited about the cryptocurrency space. Everybody's laughing. Woo, we got a testimony. Come on, somebody. All right, so let's just talk about that. Like Jewel, first of all, Jewel's the trailblazer here, because she was the first one to kind of take that plunge. I mean, Jewel's been doing this for the past 5 years before there was any economic proof, any social proof, especially as it relates to cryptocurrency. And she said, I'm going to learn this. And Ben was like, well, I'm not.
He was not interested. He was not interested. And that's such a good point. And, I think I want to dig a little bit into what Mom said, because I think for Mom, growing up in a generation where, it was like, because to me, you kind of got to look and see who's strong at what, right? For many, when I first married Ben, my honey wasn't the best with money. Now he's become very, very good with money. But what if I would have equated, because I think what women have done is they've equated, I have to obey him because he is my man, but what if he's not good in that area?
Yikes.
And Ben was an amazing producer for many years of income, large amounts of money, but he wasn't the best manager. And like I said, over the years, he's amazing now at it, but he wasn't the first, I would say probably 5 to 7 years of our marriage. But he was willing to admit that, which made it easy for me.
Wow.
So Mom, I guess, because I know a lot of women, and I know you and we've all had this conversation with you, you kind of feel like, oh, but that's my husband, so I have to obey him. But what if he's not good in that area? Because then the whole household suffers.
Yes. Well, I'll have to be honest with you. It took me a long time to actually stand up for what I believe and say, oh, nope, that's not the right thing to do. Nope, we're not doing that. I mean, to get that kind of boldness, because before I would like, oh, okay. But okay is going bye-bye. No, it's not okay. No, we're not doing that. No.
Yeah, go ahead, Netta.
I was just wondering, do you feel like, where did that come from? When we think about women, and obviously, I think, obviously the Bible, I guess we can look at the Bible. I want to hear what you think. Where does that come from for women to feel like as far as the world of investing? Because we all know that the world of investing is a highly male-dominated space, first of all, just in any investment, period. And then when you talk about cryptocurrency and the foreign exchange market and the binary options, things that we do, that's a white male-dominated space. We love our white brothers and sisters, but bottom line is you don't see people who look like us, generally speaking, in these spaces. So where do you think that came from, talking about even how you kind of got your power back as a woman? Where was that rooted? What made you feel that way?
Well, probably in my case, just super passive, super submissive, doubting myself. I think doubting myself was a big factor. I doubted whether or not what I thought was important or right to do. And lots of doubt. Now, but once you get over that, say, what do you mean? you can do that. What are you talking about? Come on, get in there and do this. And then, I guess it's liberating once you get that feeling. You say, oh, no, is that what? No, that's not going to work. Oh, this one? No, that's not going to work either. Okay, let's do this. But it's just self-doubt, I think.
Yeah. But what was your moment where you're like, what was your like Tina Turner, like all I need is my name, like I'm about to like what was that like holla
oh my goodness,
like, no. And I'm sure Dan was like, excuse me. But what was that for you where you said, no, I'm gonna learn how to invest. I have the ability to learn this. And I think that's phenomenal, Mom. You're in your late 70s, you look like you're in your 30s, but what was that moment for you? Like, I can do this. I can learn this.
Well, a part of it had to just block out anything that would tell me no. Just block it out. I don't even want to hear it. Look at the hand. Take the hand. The hand thing. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And I've always had a feeling that investing was something exciting. I read about some ladies called what was it called? The bear. I forgot what they're called. Starts with B. They were in their 70s and 80s, and these ladies started investing. They didn't have nearly the technology that we have today, but they used to come together in groups, and they would sit down and talk about what were good picks to invest in. And I read their book. And I said, wow, that's exciting. That's exciting. But that was many, many years ago. I was excited about it, but I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't know what to do. But now, the opportunity is here, and I just thank God for you introducing it to me. Thank God for your sister Jewel being the pusher that she is to get it done.
So, that's such a good question. And we're digging here because I think there are a lot of women, it being Women's Month, as Janetta, brought out, where there is a lot of women empowerment. I think that Auntie Jeannie's on here. Hey, Auntie. Hey, Sharonda. It's a kid, everybody. But I think, and I want to encourage you guys to share this feed because I think this conversation is inexhaustible and we can all learn from it. But Mom, would you say that growing up that women, for the most part, were not pushed to really deal with the money, but probably just where they were just taught to be taken care of? They were taught, you take care of the household, you make sure groceries are in the pantry and toilet.
Yeah.
You concern yourself with that.
Yeah, and you had those TV shows that showed the perfect mother. You think about Leave It to Beaver. The perfect housewife, and she's in the kitchen. She's not doing anything with money. She's not paying the bills. She's not writing checks. She's not doing investing. Not doing any of that. And so that picture was one of those that what you call written out or bleached out of the movie. And so what you saw was just the perfect housewife, and that's it. Don't need anything else. Don't need anything else. And I know that there are some men don't want their wives to do anything like that. I mean, they feel a little threatened, maybe a little intimidated. Like she's getting too much power now. Pull back, that kind of thing. And but it's a blessing when you don't have a husband like that. Who doesn't pull you back and say, no, you can't do that. Might not like it at first, but hey, it's okay in the long run because it's not injurious to anybody, didn't hurt anybody. Nothing's changed. Still the wife and fix the food, put the plate on the table.
If we want to.
If we want to. And they can fix our plate as well,
Oh.
Yeah.
So wait, I just want to talk about this because somebody said in the chat, I think it was Andrea said, this is so good, love my husband, but he's not at the table yet. So can we talk about when we first, Jewel, let's talk for you, then I'm going to talk about me, and then Mom, you talk about you. When you first told Ben, Jewel, about, honey, I'm going to start trading and Forex and cryptocurrency and all of this, like, what was his response? Like, what did that look like?
He calls me the wild card. So Ben was just like, there you are doing something else. You're always
going in.
Right. I literally am doing something now. I'm doing two things, an Airbnb and Buckhead. It's my first one. I'm trying it out and I'm excited. And I told him and he's like, oh, okay. He's not like, oh, yay, that's amazing. I'm going to do it. It's kind of like, oh, okay. But it's fine because I was able to make the decision because I have my own money. And then there's yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. She said she could do what? Because why?
I do have my own money. And the thing about it is I want women to know, like, I think sometimes men or even women are afraid to embrace that power because they feel like it doesn't mean that I'm not masculine. I'm not dominant in the relationship. I'm still very sweet. I love being a woman. I love my femininity. I enjoy the softness of being a woman. I'm a beast in the boardroom. I'm a beast about my bag, but I'm a soft chick, at the crib. And so I want women to know that are listening, and men, because sometimes people feel like, oh, is she gonna turn into this like whatever? No, you can still be that. But it was very important to me because one thing I knew is I never liked no. I never ever wanted to be told no. I never wanted to be told, no, you can't buy this. No, you can't have this. No, we have to wait. To me, it was humiliating as a human being to have to wait on another human being, spouse or not, thank you, Lord, to have to wait on something that God called me to be a co-creator. So, Janetta, you and I and Mom, we've had this conversation 1,000 times. I think it's extremely liberating. It's extremely empowering. I wanted to go do this thing with my stomach. It's so funny. Like I wanted to get this like gel, not lipo, but it's like this laser thing or whatever. And Ben, like,
this one right here.
It was up the right. I got on a little look, y'all. Got on a little, little mid drip out. But it's summertime, child. But anyway, I wanted to do that. And Ben was just like, I just, I don't know. And you're fine. And you know what? But because I have my own money, I want it.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, you respect their right to say no, but you respect your right to say yes.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so what had happened with me, I told my husband that I wanted to start trading, and mind you, all of us, we got fruitful schedules. So he gave me, I had an hour dissertation. 1 hour, this and another thing and another thing. These are all the reasons you shouldn't do it. Mind you, I already told Jewel I was going to do it. So he's telling me all the reasons why I shouldn't. And I'm like, so Jewel's like, so you ready, girl? I'm like,
so you torn between two.
But I had to trust the Holy Spirit. I knew it was something that I needed to do. I knew that there was too many indicators. You're getting Bitcoin ATMs popping up everywhere. You have your banks about to start offering digital wallets, PayPal, Cash App, Starbucks. You could go to Starbucks and use Bitcoin. I'm like, it's too much out here. Billboard on the freeway saying, get your Bitcoin at 7-Eleven. I'm like, no, I need to learn this. And so now, thankfully, he loves it. We trade together and all of that. But initially there was major resistance. And like when I would be learning, I felt like I was like doing something like sneaking. I have to close the laptop if he came, you know what I mean? Go hide in the closet. And then, I love it. For real though. So that was my story. But sometimes we have to do stuff. I think as mother, as woman. I mean, there have been time even with your children where your husband may not have agreed, and you're like, no, but I'm gonna move this way. This was about to happen. Okay, I hear what you're saying, my brother, but this was about to happen, right? And so that was so Mom, I want to hear from you because Mom, this is really major for you. You and Dad have worked in business for many years, pretty much. You guys are like still connected at the umbilical cord.
They go to the grocery store together.
If you talk to Mom, you're talking to Dad and you didn't even know it. But after you get to know him, you know Dad is there somewhere. You say hi, Dad, and he's gonna
listen, he's locking
There
in.
he is.
He's like, hey.
You don't have to tell us. We
already know. We already know what it is. We already know the umbilical cord.
So, Mom, what was that like? Like for real, you might need to leave so you can talk for real. I don't know. Is he still close? I need to hear the real story.
Right there. You know, Dad, right there.
Mom, just go outside right quick. Tell him you left something in the car.
Oh my gosh, you all are hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Oh, tell us what.
Ben is in the office, but his door closed.
Ben is getting that money. He ain't thinking about you, June.
Boy, look at him.
Ben is trading. Okay, so Mom, what happened when you told Dad that you wanted to trade? And we know he wasn't excited, but can you talk to the people about it?
Oh no, he thought it was a bad idea, and he started itemizing reasons why I shouldn't do it, and you don't have time for this, and you don't have time for that, and you don't have when are you going to do it, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And you just listen. And you do it anyway.
There was a time that you would not have, though. Can you hear, Mom?
Let me turn this off. Okay, go ahead.
There's a time that you would have not done it, though.
Oh yeah, I would have.
And this is the part that I want to make sure that we get to. What happens is when we don't individually, and this is not just for women, but I think men too, but I think we see it more in women. When you keep denying yourself the ability to dream, the ability to do the things that God put in your heart, there's a part of you that starts experiencing a slow death, not necessarily physical, but a lot of times when you hear people say, I'm depressed or I'm hurt and I don't know what's going on, a lot of times it's just from the.
I heard you talking about me.
You hear me talking about He's talking about y'all mains. He's talking about the mains.
Y'all get on here. Get your.
Wait, we got to hear right from the mouth. So we're talking about how our husbands, your brother George, was not excited about me trading, and Dad Legree was excited. You wasn't excited neither. But I think you excited now. Is that right, Ben?
I wasn't excited about trading. I was excited about her doing her thing. But
but you didn't want to learn it with me.
No, because that was your thing, and I didn't want to steal your thunder and
steal my thunder by learning with you. See how they fix it.
But let me say this to the guys: never be intimidated when your wife wants to do something new, especially if it's going to bring new and fresh resource into the house. That just keep her out your pocket, bro.
Slick.
Why you fighting that? She paying for the new pool. Why don't fight that?
Hey, come on, y'all. Come on. Right. Where the money was at. But Mom, but it would have been a time.
Yeah, there would have been, but like you said, when there's something in your spirit that you want to do and you don't do it, then you stifle yourself. And then, I would never go into depression. It's not that deep because it's not that bad. But bit by bit, as I began to be able to say what I wanted to say without feeling like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. That was me for a long time. But there has to be some point where you stand up and be firm about what it is you do want. You can talk about what you don't want, but what do you want? Why not? And so you just have to fight for what you want. When I say fight, I don't mean, you have to fight for yourself. You have to know for yourself that this is what I want to do and it's not harming anybody. You have to build that up. You have to become, what I was doing. I had these verses all over the place. My First Corinthians 16 and 13. I had to stand firm. I had to have courage. And I had to talk to myself. I had to do that every day until, and finally I began to build it up. And now I don't have a problem in saying, nope, I want this. Nope, I don't want that. Wow. But it took time. And I would encourage anybody who's over 50 or 60 or 70 who's thinking that, well, I'm too old for that. Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing you should ever tell yourself. You are never too old for anything. I don't care what it is. Don't ever tell yourself you're too old. This is something, and if you have any inclination for numbers or for money, and you know how to count and subtract and add, and you like to have money in your pocket, you need to try it. You might like it. That's what I'm saying. But don't let age be a factor, because it's not. Do not.
Good.
That's so good. So,
That
Mom, you know that, you know, and I don't know if people know this, but you, prior to COVID, you were doing Harriet Tubman impersonations. Harriet Tubman is one of your sheroes, right? She's your shero.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yes.
don't play with my mother, Harriet Tubman, okay? Let me just say that. So, you know, when I think about how we as women are trailblazing in this space, I think about Harriet Tubman, and I think about those who've come before us. And I'm sure the things they were doing were very foreign and probably looked down upon and not understood. And so I kind of think of this space as a woman of color. Jewel and I always say this: we're trying to get people off of the economic plantation, as Jewel says, and so, you know, and so that's why we fight for it. That's why we fought as a family. That's why Jewel fought for me. I fought for you. One thing that I think is interesting, I think when I first started and you first started, Mom, we kind of quit initially, like for real. Like we had a false start because it seemed like it was so overwhelming. Do I really have time for this? Can I really get this? You know, do I have the ability to do it? And so I just want you to talk about just the comparison of Harriet Tubman back then and economically, how this is really like a modern day civil rights movement, because people of color are very seriously underrepresented. And that, and when you think about underrepresentation, that impacts politics, that impacts, you know, everything is impacted, right? And so if you talk about, you know, having equality, there's no way we can't have a conversation about economic equality, and we have to get in these spaces. So, Mom, I just want you to talk on that, you know, as you do Harriet Tubman impersonations, to educate people about that and how this is important to our people in this day and time.
Yeah, because she was a woman of faith. She had a very strong belief in God. She prayed before she did anything, and she had an indomitable spirit. She had a, you know, I can do anything spirit. She had that faith and that inspiration and that aspiration, and she dreamed, you know, that she was flying somewhere, but she was unstoppable. Okay, I mean, totally unstoppable. That's why she's my shero, because every time I think about what she did, no other person in this world has ever done what she did. How do you leave a plantation in the night by yourself? Don't you know that out there in those woods, they have bears and lions and tigers and snakes and the fox and all that? How do you navigate your way, never get attacked? How do you navigate your way and never get found? How do you navigate your way back and forth, time after time after time after time after time after time after time, and never get caught and never even get seen? None of the slave masters ever saw her. As a matter of fact, they thought it was a man. You know, they didn't know it was a woman. Oh no, a woman couldn't do anything like that. No, she's not smart enough. Had to be a man, you know, had to be a man. But that's the same kind of spirit I like to see in women today. I just get so excited when I see another woman of color has hit another height, like Kamala Harris, or another woman. I was reading about Beyonce has this fund where she gives $10,000 to women of color. And this one lady who was recently incarcerated, she's out now, but she was shopping for little baby clothes for her children. And the little girl said, well, Mommy, I don't see anything in here that looks like me. So she said, okay, I'm going to make some underwear with some brown people on it who have, you know, big puffy hair. And she just started her business, and she sold out the first time. And that makes me excited, because she is now empowered. Whatever she did to get in jail has nothing to do with where she is now. She is creating her own business, setting a great example for her daughter and every other woman around her. So the opportunity economically is great, and something like, trading is another tool that you can use to gain that wealth. Gain that wealth and that money and that stability and that economic power that we all need and want to have. So it's just,
Wow.
Powerful.
Yeah. Powerful. I can't believe we've been on here already for 35 minutes.
Wow.
I don't know, right? Doesn't feel like it. If you guys
her internet went out, so that's fine. It's all good. But her internet went out, so the baby could be on. But
we'll get my Baj back on here with you. Our niece is in this my niece is in this trading space with us. I'm really proud of her. If you guys have any questions from my mom or my sister, I go ahead and throw them in the chat. I'm actually about to do a womanly thing. Ben comes in here, he goes, "Babe, I'm kind of hungry." I said, "Well, the hamburger right over there, baby." So look what Brad does. He's such a man. Look what Brad does. He goes, I said, "It's right there I said, the pot is already there." He pulls it out and look what he does. He sits it right here. He goes, I like the way you cook it. I'm like, you cook real good too, brother.
Oh my goodness. And I have to share this with you. We were working in here. I was on the computer doing something. I was, had to get it done. I wanted to get it done. And, we were hungry. It's lunchtime. And I said to Dad, I said, how would you make me a sandwich, please? I needed a video. I mean, he made it, but it was just, it's just funny,
so funny.
Make a set me.
Right.
But that's okay. That's okay. And because if you don't ask for it, you won't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
he set the pot out. Hook him up, girl. He can do it. You can do it.
But he brought the pan for you to cook it, G?
Yeah, he puts it right here on the stove. Look at
Okay, that's the hint. Get going.
That was contribution for the evening. He brought the pot out. That's the contribution.
Oh, that's so funny.
And because I love him, be a good man, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
That's all right.
I said, I'm
yes.
Because I know I'm just kind of hungry.
I love it. So can we just talk about this too? Because I think at the end of the day, Mom, Dad and you raised us to give back. One thing about it, growing up, I remember, and Jewel remember this, if Dad or you saw someone standing on the corner with a sign, needing food, you always taught us to give back. And a lot of our passion for sharing about economic empowerment, investing, generational wealth is to give back. It's kind of like you find out about, you hit a pot of gold, you're going to go tell all your friends, all your family. Mm-hmm. And so, this really is about not only being blessed yourself, but being a blessing to others. One thing, and, Jewel has a lot of initiatives, and Mom, you and your essence of yourself in your late 70s coming into the space are just speaking to so many people. And of course, I'm building a Montessori school where the children are going to learn, and we're partnering with a school in Nigeria to teach them about trading. But I guess, Mom, just talk about why learning this is bigger than you. A lot of times we have a selfish mentality, like, I want to get this. I need money, but at the end of the day, I think we all can agree with this. And this is how you raised us. You're blessed, but then you need to go back and see who you can help. And so, Mom, can you just speak about how in the space of trading, which is not taught in the schools until my school comes, praise the Lord. Look at Jewel. Good job, Jewel.
Making big food, huh?
That's what I make 12 figures a day trading, but I'm still in the kitchen.
You better make him 2 burgers. Give that brother 2 burgers. Shoot.
I know, right?
But why, giving back, because it's important. Like, people who don't learn this are going to be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be real unfortunate about what we're going to see. We still have not seen the economic ramifications of the pandemic, especially in the inner cities and minorities. These are the people, it's kind of like what people say, when America gets a cold, then people get the flu, right? So can we just talk about, Mom, why it's so important? It's so much bigger than you to step outside of yourself. I mean, even you trading, Mom, I can't speak how much that impacts all of your grandchildren. For them to see you and to see you operate in this capacity encourages them to know I could do it. If my man is doing it, they're 70, I can do it too. So can you just talk about why it's so important to give back and why this is so much bigger than just you?
You know, what comes to mind is the Bible verse, and this is so powerful. I mean, it means a lot. He who refreshes others also refreshes himself. So, you know, anytime you share something of value with someone else, or for me, it makes me feel great because I'm sharing. There's nothing beneficial about being selfish, nothing at all. And to be able to light a fire, spike an interest in anybody, especially, you know, I'm especially excited when I'm talking about 50 and 60 and 70-year-old women, because I know there's so many of them out there. And listen, if any of you out there who are over 50 or 60 or 70 or even 80, please, if you have an inclination for numbers, and if you like money, if you like money, then come on board. You know, if you try it, you just might like it. But it is important, and you don't want to lose a day. Every day that goes by, there's another day. And if you put off something that you have been thinking about or something that you have been wanting to do, if you put it off continuously, then you do yourself a disservice, and you're not fair to all the people around you, because you're not fulfilling whatever God put in you to fulfill. So it is important to release whatever God put in you, and you know in your spirit, yes, I've been wanting to do that for about 5 years. Well, come on, it's time to jump in. The water's fine. Come on. I don't want you to lose out. Come on and partake of this blessing. In Jesus' name, come on in.
So good, so good. And you know, I'm so proud of you, Mom. I know Janetta feels the same way. We talk about it all the time. Proud of our Auntie Jeannie, who's on here, and she's about to hit another milestone in this financial space as well. And so, yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm really proud of all the women that are saying, you know what, I'm voting myself president. Yeah. I'm voting myself wealthy. I'm voting myself to win. I'm not going to any longer wait for anybody to come and approve, you know, what I'm trying to do, as long as, you know, because ultimately, like Janetta said, we're going to be able to be a blessing. You know, this past holiday, Jewel Tanker Foundation was able to give away 2 pre-owned vehicles to 2 single moms. You know, you know, all of us are living and doing things that are pretty amazing, and so you can't do it broke. And so I want to encourage everybody that's watching, maybe a guest. I know we have a lot of people on here that are trading with us. We love you guys, Angela, Nicole, and trade in the building. But those of you who are maybe not, you know, right now trading with us, I want to encourage you to reach out to us, DM us on Instagram, or message, you know, throw a message in our messenger and say, I'm ready to grow with you guys. The conversation was real. You're real people. You in the kitchen cooking, child, for your husband came up longer. Listen, we just real girls who just made a decision to make an impact. You know, we're real children, we're real family. My son is here. Ben, come over and say hey. Janetta.
Hi, Benjamin.
Hello, people.
Hey, Benji.
Hey, you guys, make sure you get tapped in with these amazing, wonderful people, you guys. This is a life-changing opportunity. I actually just got in myself. Here I come. I'm doing marketing right now with her upstairs, you guys. But like I said, make sure you're posting engaging content. This will change a lot. I'm actually on HFX. Me and Daddy be in this thing. If not anything, I'll pay $275 a month just for the educators to trade myself. Believe me, I do on average $100 to $200.
We can't do.
Oh, you can't.
No.
You understand that?
Yes, y'all. He's blessed. We don't have to tell us numbers. Just know it's good. It's good.
Hey, Britt.
Britt. Hey, Britt.
Hey, Britt.
Hi, Brittany. Thank you. Okay. So before we go, let's talk to the man or woman who's scared. You know, what are the things we hear all the time? I don't know anything. I don't know about numbers and the charts of the stock market. I don't know nothing. So we're going to talk to those people. We don't talk to the people who are scared, who are like, I want to do it, but what if I lose all my money? What if, I don't know. What if the sky falls out? I don't know. Those people are scared. Let's just talk to those women. We hear that all the time. So can we just address, you know, just kind of speaking from our heart for those women or men, because men, we're here for everybody, but especially women who just are like, I can't. I mean, I hear some, like, it's so amazing, like women second guessing themselves, or their husband doesn't agree with it, so they're not going to do it, or whatever. Or then the people who say, I'm going to go ask my family who don't know nothing about nothing. They still owe you money from last Christmas. So, Jewel, we'll let you go first, girl. What do you want to say?
Yeah, like, you know what? You have to get to a point where you do it scared. And you got to get to a point where you're willing to take a risk. Every successful person that I know, we've taken risk. Mom and dad have taken risk in business. And this is the thing that I love about this, because mom and dad are serial amazing entrepreneurs, but now they're learning how to become investors, it's a different world. But they still had to make a decision that, you know, I'm ready to take a risk. And you have to start somewhere. And, you know, you might be telling yourself, well, you know, you don't know all the responsibility that I have, or you don't know everything that I have to do. But here's the thing, all of us have a story. You know, at one time, both me and my sister were living at home with our parents broke. Jeanette and I were both on food stamps. So we didn't wake up multiple millionaires. We have had to go through some things, but we just made a decision that we didn't like our current life and we had to change it. And had we not changed it, mom and dad couldn't have did that for us. We had to make a decision that, hey, I'm not going to live this way. So I just want to encourage you guys that are watching to make a quality decision to say, I'm ready to take a risk. I'm going to bet that I win. Don't bet you'll lose. Bet I'm going to win.
Expect the best. Yes, always expect the best. You don't never talk yourself down when there's something in front of you to do. No.
Yeah.
Wow. I would say that was so good, Jewel. I would say instead of running through your mind all the things of what if it goes wrong, I want you to think about what if it goes right? What if it goes right? Right? What if you live your dream life? What if you were able to be debt free? What if you were able to pay for your child's tuition in cash and send them to where you want them to go? What if you were able to pay off all of your student loan debt? What if you were able to retire your job? What if you were able to take care of your family? What if, you know, did you know the Rockefellers to this day still take care of about 150 family members? To this day, I saw that yesterday, Jill. To this day, they got that money that's real long, like 150 different families within the Rockefeller lineage don't have to get up another day. So the thing about it is this. When they dream big, they dream bold. They have blind faith. So I don't care right now if you're struggling and you're living check to check and you're listening to this, you're like, yay. You have to understand, in order to change your situation, you have to do things like you never did them before, right? So that's going to be some unknown territory. The good news is you have myself, you got Jewel, you got Taj, you got my mom, you have a whole community. All you got to do is reach out to us. All you got to do is DM us and be like, look, I'm ready. That's what we want to see. I'm ready. I don't know everything, right? I might not know anything. I might have been a horrible money manager. I love how Jewel always shares that, how when her and Ben got married, he was a horrible money manager. But now today, the brother's getting all the bags. Ben is just, he got a mop. He just be like, shoot.
Listen, he mopped that at the day, baby. I was like,
right? So that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter what your situation is right now. You know, I'll never forget Wanda Webb, one of the queens of crypto. She said, you need to be thinking about 15 generations. Every time she says that, we're thinking about just our grit, but 15, that's how Rockefeller was thinking. 15 generations. This man been gone. Been gone. But the name,
the name.
Well, not only that, you know, you have to think about, there was a time when we didn't know how to walk. There was a time when we didn't know how to ride a bicycle. There was a time you didn't know how to drive a car. There was a time when you didn't know how to add 2 + 2. So that if you go back and look at your life, all the things that you didn't know how to do back when, but you didn't stop because you didn't know how to do it, you have to challenge yourself to learn new things and be bold about it. Hey, I can do this. I can do, you know, that talk, self-talk. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do, you know, hey, work yourself up and get it done. You know, Harriet Tubman, now she wasn't doing self-talk. It was, but it was God talking to her. God directed her path all the step of the way. I got to share this one part about her. She was traveling with this group, and they had gone one way, and then all of a sudden she turned around and went back, and then came the other way back around, the same way. And they said, well, didn't we already come this way? Well, no sooner had she done that, the bounty hunters had passed by. She knew what she was doing, you know. So listen, you got to let your spirit speak to you, let God speak to you. And remember, you didn't always know today. You didn't always know what you know today. So we learn new things every day. Like my granddaughter told me, you know, Nan, you learn something new every day. Yes, if you choose to do so. And let's choose to do so. Let's choose to learn something new. You might be glad you did. So come on in. Water's fine.
That's good. Well, I'm looking to partner. We're looking to partner with some new people. And so message my sister Janetta, message my daughter, my niece Taja Barnes. Get started though. Don't just keep watching and hearing, but go ahead and make a decision to get started. Beardstown, was that a movie, by the way?
Beardstown, that's what it is. The Beardstown Ladies. I don't think they made a movie, but there is a book. Yes. And they were all in their 70s and 80s. Yes, when they started.
That's pretty dope. And Rockefeller, was that an article, Janetta?
Yes, I think I was watching the news. I'll be clicking around. I don't even know what I saw, but yeah, it was just saying, it was a YouTube something saying about how Rockefeller, yeah. I think it was Carnegie who died broke. If I recall properly, but it was just talking about how you have to think generational and the way you make, how it impacts whether or not the next generations will, Yeah.
Mom, Janetta and I both want to thank you, and Dad. You guys have been amazing examples as entrepreneurs. Definitely power couple, never quitting.
Dad, she's thanking you.
Thank you.
Hey, Dad.
Thank you for thanking me.
Yeah, you guys, amazing examples, power couple, history makers, trailblazers, your fortitude, your perseverance, just absolutely amazing. So just wanted to love you guys. I got to get ready to go to another meeting. Hi, Wayla.
Caleb.
Oh, Caleb.
My 14-year-old is
Let me see you, Caleb.
Here he is. Say hi, Caleb.
Hey, hi.
Hi, Caleb.
Tell everybody how much you made in 45 minutes. One of your first times trading.
$2,000.
$2,000 in 45.
Whoa.
We can't make no promises, guys. No promises, but that's amazing.
Right.
2,000 a day, 100,000 tomorrow.
Dad can already add it up to monthly.
Wait, wait, I hope I'm saying her. She said, doesn't matter which team you join under. No, honey, just reach out to any of us. That's all.
Reach out. Reach out.
Yep, reach out. Yep.
Love y'all.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Start today, everybody. Make the decision.
Yeah, make a decision today. We're going into the second quarter broke now. Come on, let's go. Get all the bags.
Love
Bye.
you.
Love y'all.
I love you.